hip hop. Be on the lookout.
Now I'd like to play you a current example.
Y'all know about What's good? What's good? What's good? It's your buzzing cousin Ghost Boogie. It is B-Boys Underground, episode number 45. We have tonight with us a Cincinnati hip hop pillar of the community. We have an icon, a pillar, and someone that's going to go on the Mount Rushmore of Cincinnati hip hop when it's all said and done. We've got the one and only Judy Jones with us tonight. First up, we got Mr. G Dash Fresh with us tonight. What's good, fam?
What's going on, everybody? Rocking out of Cincinnati as usual. Shout out to everybody tuning in. We're about to have another great show. We do have Judy Jones, J. Jones Entertainment, a pillar of Cincinnati hip hop music, the godmother Griselda, as she was like that. She's in college. Yes. I can't wait. Let's enjoy, y'all.
Yeah, man, this is going to be a great episode. And without further ado, the queen of the hour, the one and only, Miss Judy Jones. What's good, fam?
How you all doing? Thank you for having me. On one request, if I can you all call me on the next show, because I don't want to be 45 like somebody else.
We'll just put an asterisk by it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll put an asterisk by it.
Okay,
yo,
that'll work.
Miss Judy Jones, yo. So, welcome to B-Boys Underground. I hope you are having a good time out there. If you guys haven't already done so, this is the time that we have to ask you as content producers to please follow, like, subscribe, and support all of us on all our social media channels and websites. Please do that now. Not right now, but right now, damn it. Without further ado, let's get into it. Miss Judy Jones.
Hey.
Judy Jones Entertainment and Rapid CDs, man. And yo, the thing that she said, that like, she sent us a bio, right? And I was reading it and I was like, all right. The very thing that she ended it with, yes, people still buy CDs. And I want to get into it because I've got like 50 crates of CDs up against that wall. You know, so shout out to you. And we'll just get into it. Tell everybody, you know, who you are, what you represent, all that good stuff.
Okay, so I'm Judy Jones. I got introduced into music at a very young age. I'm telling you, I've always loved music. My friends used to tease me because they're going shopping for clothes, and I was going into the record store over by Twin Fair. You know,
Twin Fair. Oh, you go.
Yeah.
That's a throwback.
Wow.
And I'm trying to think of the name of that record store. Big guy was running that store. You remember? Over by Twin Fair. And then they went down the street over into
what was the name of the record store? Do you know? Do you remember?
I keep trying to think of the name of that store. But anyway, that was like my favorite store because I could walk there. I lived in Walnut Hills. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm from East Walnut Hills. East side.
That's right. Throw it
up. Yes.
Let them know.
Gang.
So, you know, I did a lot of music. And I started, you know, my parents passed away. I went back to college because that's what my mom always wanted me to do. So I did that. And while in college, I got a
record theater,
a co-op. There you go. Record theater. There you go.
Oh, yes. I remember that.
Yes. And I got a co-op over at Art Distributing. And I didn't know what it was. But once I got there, it was just like all the doors opened up. The lights went on. I saw things wasn't happening for, you know, black music. You know, everybody working there was white and they didn't know about black music. And at that time, a lot of rap, it was like 87 maybe. 84.
Oh, yeah. They weren't paying it. You said in your bio, it was 1984 to 2004 is what you had put in the bio. Yes.
Yeah, it's 84.
So
Well,
they didn't definitely know anything. I mean, you didn't even have Walk This Way. That was right when
exactly.
Walk This Way hit, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's a rock song with rappers." You know what I mean?
Yeah, there
So
you go.
yeah,
So in 84, I was actually co-oping there. But once I finished school, I went back in 87 and, actually started working at ARC. So, at that time, like I said, black music wasn't moving, and they had the lady Dolores Tucker was fighting with
Yeah.
Tupac and them.
man.
She was fighting with them about all this cussing, and NWA was doing their thing, and
Yep.
I mean that stuff. That's the first time that stuff hit the Billboard chart, and I
Yeah.
was like,
And ain't that crazy?
yes, yes. So that's when I really got into it, and I was helping them push, push, push. And actually, back then, it was fun. It didn't even seem like work. It was fun.
Hmm.
Hey, Sam Bosley, I see you on there. Boogie worked at Arc with me. That's how I met Sam Bosley, Arc Boogie, and that's when they were
Art
in
Wiggy, yes. Yes.
Watusi
Salute.
tribe.
Oh,
Yes.
Watusi tribe.
Yes.
Yes, I did. He
Shout
was
out to
working there with
150.
me. Mildred Fallon. I know you all know Mildred.
Yeah, it was just her birthday the other day. Happy birthday,
Yes,
Mildred. We checking in on you.
that's my little sister right there.
Yes, and she wrote pieces and for it was a City Beat and
Yes,
what's the other magazine? Sin Weekly. Yes,
yeah.
yes,
Since it, Sin Weekly. That's it.
yes.
But yeah, honestly, it's a lot of people that I met, not just in Cincinnati, but to this day, like I said, they give me props, and I give them props because people like Sam Bosley and Mildred, when they came into art, they're a lot younger than me.
Hmm.
And I have a habit of keeping young people around me because I learn from them. So when they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, you can, Judy. I learn a lot from the young people. Yes.
yeah.
And they are very, very I mean, they so into music and the backgrounds of things like, we used to read linear notes. These guys, they go on the computer and they go to Google and they go to everything. They research. They actually do a full research of an artist. And I think that's just wonderful. I'm quite sure you guys do the same thing.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, yes. So
Uh-huh.
we love that. I mean, we like we talked about physical copies, and like we still press up CDs, which is
Yes.
to hold that piece and get them linear notes and just read everything, find out who produced, and the writing credits. That's always incredible. And you can do it on the computer, where we old school. We like to
There's
have it
nothing.
in
I
hand.
mean,
Like you
I
see the records in the background.
I was going through some of these, and I'm trying to because I've got a ton downstairs, and I still have a ton in
Oh, you
Cincinnati.
don't have to go through them, Ghost. I work with a guy from Japan, and he'll go through them for you if you want to sell.
Oh, I'm not selling
He ain't
anything.
selling
No, I'm alphabetizing and recategorizing because I've got to
Okay.
actually put all of these in crates and
I'm
break
glad
this
you brought
down.
that up. Oh,
But no, don't do that. I'm not selling anything.
if I had
So
Yeah,
two
no,
copies, he got one of them.
we buy CDs.
Yeah.
no,
Yes.
I can't. That you mentioned like how it's important as I was going through these records, each of these records, because I used in the clubs and I mean at Skippers and all the different places,
Oh
and like
yeah.
I can remember like the first time I played them or whatever. I have memories associated with these
Exactly.
this actual record right here. You know what I mean? It's just like this right here. I have a memory about when I got it, everything, and there's something that happens when you have physical copies of
Mhm.
music, especially because you mentioned in your bio, like as a kid, when you listen to music, it was something that I did the same thing. I spent a lot of my money, the majority of my money went
Yeah.
towards music, and I sat and read and looked at the pictures and the liner notes and
Yeah,
everything about it. It was an experience because you weren't skipping around and doing other things. Like you sat down and you had to plug the headphones in because parents weren't letting you blast the music loud sometimes or whatever, right? So I mean, it was a process, and it was like it's an intentional thing. Whereas now it's so easy for it to be a passive, like background second thought,
exactly,
whereas the consumption's
exactly.
different too.
And even like for me right now, I'm in the process. My thing is not so much as reading the liner notes anymore. It's now I hate to say it, but some of this new music coming out, I just don't care. And it's just sad because I love music. But now you put me on some jazz or some adult music, it's got my interest again. And when I say adult music, I'm talking about John Legend, Alicia Keys, people who are really doing music.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, this new stuff, I mean, seriously, I I don't like sexy red. I can't get to it. I don't care
It's
if that's your boyfriend. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
If your booty
I
hole looks this color, I mean, come on now. And
yeah, I
Well,
mean
it's
actually
the
shout
young
out to
kids.
old
It's
school.
not
I
for
agree.
us.
that's
Yeah,
that's
man.
exactly right, Ghost. It's not
Yes.
for us, and that's when you gotta. Kenny Rogers said you gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold
Don't
them.
want to fold
I
them.
Yeah,
had to
Yeah.
man.
know when to get out of that game
That
because
lane.
marketing and promotion, I have to feel a record in order to get you to feel it. That's just me. Okay. Some people you have promoting stuff that they don't even care nothing about. I'm not gonna do that. Let's keep it
No
real.
passion into
Yeah.
it.
I
Yeah.
can't I can't fake it. You know, my thing is it's not that I'm out of the music business completely, but
Hmm.
there are certain things like the promotions of this new stuff. I can't do it because like you said, it's not for us. And if I don't have that passion for it, it's hard for me to just push something just to be pushing it for the money.
Yeah.
And to rewind, so I'm starting to, get my bones into the music game, started rapping, DJing, get my crew, me and Mr. Dibbs and everything. And we started to develop the record pool. And so I'm talking to Eardrum, Foot, other record pool people, and they said, you need to get with Judy Jones in Cincinnati. So so come down to Arc Distribution. And I said, I know you. Like she actually, when we were alphas, she was there at NKU with me, and we had filmed a video with Mike Mims. Was Mike Mims?
Yes,
The-
Mike
yeah.
Mims.
Yes, and so I'm looking like I know you.
I was
And
one of the videographers.
yes, yes, she was actually down when we filmed at
Oh,
Union Terminal. We filmed, and she was there when we was in the studio. That was my first studio experience of getting on the mic, and Judy was there. And so when I go down there, but I'm trying to get something started, I said, how do I get records from these record labels? So you
yeah.
need to go talk to Judy Jones. She's right there in Cincinnati, Art Distribution. And I walked in there like I know her. So it was like it came full circle for me knowing you at NKU in what 80, 86, 87,
It's
somewhere in
gonna
there.
be, yeah, 86, 87. Because
Yes.
in all honesty, G Fresh, when I was at Art, like I said, you know, I was a loner. I was kind of listening. I would sneak and open up a CD and listen to it. And then I tell the record stores when they come in there, oh, you need to buy this. And
Hmm.
one of them first ones that I listened to was 8 Ball and MJG coming out hard.
Man, I
Ooh.
always talk about that
Yeah.
album right there,
Can't go
boy.
wrong with that one.
And to this day, when I see 8 Ball, it's always a big smile come over his face.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, buddy.
Yes. And MJG, he just looks at me. He always he's smooth with it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
8 Ball, they're coming out hard. Man, when I tell you that was an easy sale, because back in the day, record stores would have speakers outside.
Yep.
Yeah, especially
Yep.
down on Lynn Street, Anthony C's Jeans and Things,
Yes. Oh,
uh,
yes.
Mr. Morton,
Oh
people
wow.
Hmm.
like that. They
Chloe.
had music outside. Hey, Fresh. What was it? I can't remember the name of Fresh's store down there, but uh they call him Remo now. Fresh Remo. Okay. But I would
The
give
other fresh, not G
yeah.
fresh.
I'd
He
give
almost got
them
me
a
killed one
CD.
time.
I'd give them a CD or a tape. I say, look, why don't you buy 30 of these and go play that and
Huh.
watch? You're gonna sell right out. They come back and they said, oh my God, how'd you know it's gonna sell like that? I just had that ear. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yes.
I
Yeah.
knew what was popping back then. I knew what kept me bouncing in the car, so I knew that they could sell it. So
Hmm.
it was like an easy sale.
And
So
You know,
that's so powerful. My bad, baby, but it's so
no, yeah.
powerful being able to, because like you said, you in a place where they wouldn't. It was like undervalued, ignored. And I remember coming down to Arc, and it was just kind of like, you know, you was like the loner there with your little office over there. But you was to
right,
me, you was the most important person there. It was like you was pushing the music that mattered to us. So
Correct.
right.
yeah, so I mean, yeah, much kudos and props to that. So, that ear, what would you say you developed that ear from the record stores back in the day? I mean, what and especially when it comes to hip hop, because we like to ask people what got you into the hip hop element of it.
Okay, so to be honest with you, as a child, I've always loved music. And my real father, which I didn't even know I had a stepfather because my
Mm,
stepfather was that man. You know what I mean?
mm,
And
mhm,
about 8 or 9 years old, I met my real father and I didn't get it. But he had his own jazz orchestra over in Japan.
Hmm.
mm,
He's from the United States. He's from downtown Cincinnati, right where I was born. I'm from down the way. Uh, and he would leave and go out to San Francisco, take a boat over to Yokohama, Japan. And I got a book where he got all of his stuff from Japan. So when my Japanese buyer came over here, I had him go through that book and explain to me some of that stuff in there. But
mm.
everybody in my family say, you always say that ain't your daddy, but you act just like him. You go on trips and stay for 30 days and come home and expect everybody to want you. You know what I mean? My sisters and brothers is me.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But it's the truth because when you're in the music business, you're not concentrating on what's going on over here. You straight focus. G Fresh, no, he went to Dallas with us before on a
Oh,
tour
that was
bus.
a beautiful trip.
Yeah, we took tour buses everywhere we went. But
Hmm.
as far as developing an ear for the music, especially rap music, because back then I don't think we knew too much about rap music unless it was people like oh God, what's the guys? My head just went. Um, Back in the day, James Brown to me was a rapper too. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
Yeah.
uh,
absolutely.
but I'll think of the guys in a minute. Marley Marl, all of
Oh
them,
yeah.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
all
yeah,
them guys. That was in the 70s.
yeah.
yeah.
So uh,
Cool
that's
Herc.
when I started really getting into
Fatback
it.
band, stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
Fatback
There you
Bang.
go.
That's money.
There you go.
Money. Money.
Don't push me because I'm close
Close
to
to
the
the okay.
edge.
Well,
Grandmaster Flash
that
Transfer. Yeah.
song is the song that pretty much changed the path of my history.
Wow. How about it?
Yeah.
What
That
happened?
song, it was just the visuals of it. I grew up on the west side in Westwood, was right there outside of the Bay in that area right there. And the it seeing that on the TV though, and seeing that video and seeing what New York looked like
Yeah.
and seeing, man, like I just looked at, if you look at the footage, I mean, it was war zone footage looking like, right?
Exactly.
And then like, child is born and is
In
blind
the
to the
state of
ways of
mind,
man.
blind to the ways of
God.
Man,
man.
like all of this stuff. And like when
Yeah.
that came out in 84, so I was 8 years old. And
Wow.
at that time, I mean, I was already listening. I mean, my favorite groups were like Earth, Wind and Fire and Stevie Wonder. At
Oh
least Stevie
yes,
Wonder
yes,
in
yes.
his
Mine
Songs
too.
the Key of Life was my very first record with my Fisher Price record player at 3 years old.
Not the
So the
place.
double album with the 45,
LP.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Listen, but no, I mean those are the things, and like Earth Wind was what was the only thing that my parents would play. Like when I was the only thing that they could get used to play to get me to go to sleep was Earth Wind. I've told that story a
that's
bunch
what
of
I'm
times, but
talking about.
so this is I grew up with that ear. My parents loved music, and like this whole row up here is all their records. I was just talking to my mom about records today, but that song changed everything because just seeing it and that sound and that message where it wasn't pop, it wasn't
Right.
polished, it was real. And then you start getting into BDP and Public Enemy and NWA, and you start getting more street conscious records, and then the whole conscious that just led me into it all, which exposed me to so much more culture and education and insight and wisdom that that's how music shaped my life, right? And what I wanted to ask you is that we talk about that ear, and that's something that's missing in the music industry today, because they've really gotten rid of all of the talent and all of the people that
Yeah,
matter, that
A&R,
had ears,
A&R.
the A&Rs. And
Right.
you were responsible for breaking music in industries and helping, especially, I know, like, you really were responsible and had a big hand in No Limit success in Cincinnati, for sure. You know what I mean? You shaped
Among
that
others.
among a whole lot. I mean, like, you had connection, like we had through there, like so much flavor from the South, from the East, from the West. Like, it was the best of all worlds in
Exactly.
in that market. It was the Midwest was popping, and you were responsible for breaking records throughout the entire Midwest market. So again, salute to you, because I know because of you helped influence what I was listening to. Especially the 8 Ball MGG came out like
Oh,
Oh
my
yeah.
yeah.
senior year, my senior year of football, and I'll tell you that was all we played in the locker room.
Coming out
That
hard.
whole
Coming out
year,
hard.
that whole year was like, man, coming out hard was just that's all you heard at Westside. So yeah,
Well, let me say something to you, because I have to tell people this all the time. When it came to No Limit Records, Fresh Remo, he was the one promoting No Limit Records here in Cincinnati. Just that I was at the distribution center and I could sell it. Then I got promo copies and I could push it. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? But that, like you said, helped with what he was doing out here in the market.
yeah,
Um, DJ Underground, he was with Rap a lot. So
Oh my God.
even
Rest in peace to my brother.
yes, and even though I talked to Rap a lot on a daily basis, I talked to the people at No Limit on a daily basis. I knew who their promoters out here in the street were.
yeah,
Hmm.
And those guys, they didn't just do Cincinnati. They
yeah,
were like us. They went everywhere to
yeah.
promote these guys. And I give big shout out to Fresh Remo. That's my guy. He could get a club shut down in a minute.
Oh yeah.
I tell you,
Two
Fresh,
live crew
Fresh
types.
should be right at what, what I can't.
What's the one prime time?
Oh my
Yeah.
God! No, the one over in Newport. What was it?
Oh, well, there was two of them. I mean, was it the one that was there was
It's
two
on.
iterations. I
It's
know
on
what
the
it
tip of
is
my
because
tongue.
I DJ that.
Yes, it's on the tip of my tongue. But Fresh would be up in that third thing, and he'd say, "Watch this," and he put on there, "Fuck the mother niggas, cause I'm down for my niggas. Fuck the mother niggas."
Dun,
As
dun,
soon
dun,
as he
dun,
threw
dun,
that,
dun, dun.
they just get out of
Club's
hand.
over. Club's
Hey,
They get
done.
out
It's
of hand.
wrecked.
The
Judy
It's
mace
was
wrecked.
and
saying,
everything,
"Do not play
maces and
that
everything
song."
come out.
It was like
Dominique's, Dominique,
Dominique's,
Dominique.
Dominique.
yes.
Oh
Thank you,
yeah,
thank you, thank you. Caddies
Yeah,
was in Cincy. Yeah, Caddies was
yes.
another
yeah.
one. But
Caddies was
yeah,
good for it too.
yeah.
Yes. Now that was DJ Will and Adam T. Oh, they had that
Yeah,
thing
buddy.
popping.
Shout
Yeah,
out to
see?
Will, man.
They had
Shout
that
out,
thing
And
pop.
Adam T.
shout out to Chester T. Was talking to him. Chester
Oh
Ruckus.
yeah,
Hey, look, we got
yeah.
to get that rescheduled and salute to Chester T.
I
Icon.
got that coming up. We
The
talked last.
Thank
ruckus.
you.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yacht
Yeah,
Club,
bringing
all of
back
it,
some good hip hop.
underground, all of it.
Dominique's. Woo wee.
Yeah.
Yes. I used to love to go to them clubs. I can't
Mr.
stand to go
Kelly,
to a
stuff
club
like
no
that.
more.
Yeah.
I ain't going to no clubs no more. Are they still do they still have clubs?
Yes, they exist. They got Bugattis. Like out my way, we had DJ Taverns. They just razzed that one. Bugattis. I mean, it's still some good clubs to go through and watch artists perform and crowds into it, eclectic. But then you just got some of them ones where you're getting radio rotation. You're not, because
Oh yeah.
we talked about breaking records, and here I come with the
Yes.
record pool, and our job was, and you're a promoter, and I'm trying to promote the record pool, and trying to get these DJs to break a record was almost like
Oh yeah.
pulling teeth. Like, don't, oh, I broke a record. No, it's getting played on the radio by now. You ain't break
Yeah.
shit. We need you to get the buzz going, like a DJ Dollar Bill, for one of my favorite record
Yes.
breaking DJs. He'd slap that bitch on and wherever he was, nephews or Uncle Milts, and we were riding with
Yes.
that.
Or
So
Dukesters. He used to be
Dukester,
Oh
yeah.
man, hell yeah! Shout out to Deucesters, man.
Yes. And you know the thing is that you gotta have DJs like that
mhm,
are willing to take a risk because you know what shakes in your car, but you gotta know how to make the crowd feel it too. Because
It's
when
all about where you drop it. Like you gotta be
yeah,
strategic and like make it work well with something, right?
mix it in with the right piece. And once you
Right.
do that, and you come back with it. See, that's one thing I liked about DJ Wheel and
mhm.
well Scuzzy now, but and
Scuzzy, shout out to Scuzzy.
yes, and Adam T. They would, man, listen, we knew which clubs was gonna break the records. I put it to you like that. They wasn't scared. When Lil Flip came out with I Can
Lil
Do That,
Flip, yes, I can
yes.
do
Oh
that.
my God. It was an easy promotion because I knew which DJs to go to.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
once you figure out what DJ to go to and who gonna really break a record, then you can break a record. And I tell all these artists, well, these younger artists today, they ain't even trying to promote their music. They just throw it on social media and think it's a hit.
Well, you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
hope. They hope if it gets like picked up by TikTok. I mean, that's the thing. Or like
Yeah,
like
yeah,
if they use it as a
Go
viral
viral. Yeah.
song, and
yeah.
that's a real big engine nowadays to
They're
do.
not doing that grassroots, and like I remember who was
Ah,
I
it's
thinking?
different though.
I was
If
just
you think
thinking
about
of, I forgot which DJ that
But
was.
do you but okay, so you guys are still DJs, but do you really see these records breaking?
mm-mm.
They
Not
don't
unless
even
it,
Not
not
like I watch records get broke. Like, oh,
like
here's a story. I was just thinking a dollar bill. We go back to Juvenile High. So it came out on it was Cash Money, and I think it was right when they were signing the deal with Universal.
yeah,
So we got the record in the record pool early. So dudes, like, you can go to everybody's to see the records. The people return in trying to get some other stuff because record pool gave you so many records, but not every record.
yep.
So Dollar Bill kept playing. He said it in
yeah,
a record pool meeting. He said, "Man, this is banging in my club." So the record didn't break for 8 months. Dollar Bill been banging it, banging it. Now all of a sudden it starts hitting the airways and starts generating. So everybody like, "Fresh, we gonna get high in the record pool." I said, "We been had it." He said, "You better
yeah,
go back to everybody's and rebuy your copy." But
Hmm.
exactly.
Universal generously resurfaced the record, so everybody had a copy. But I said, Dollar Bill been telling y'all this been banging in his club. It's been on his playlist for 4 months.
And when we started promoting that, nobody would listen. But I
Mhm.
got to the point where my whole conversation was, like if I'm talking to a DJ, you gonna play this record, huh? Or you gonna play this record, huh? And I just kept saying, huh, huh, huh. And then
Subliminal.
Jamar said, Judy, you know what? You got people hypnotized with that, huh? He said people actually start saying it. And I
Yeah.
mean, the radio station wouldn't even play the record. They wouldn't even play it. And we kept on telling him about. And I said, little Flip, he's gonna buy that billboard right in front of that radio station. It said I can do that once he got a $22 million deal. Cash Money, while we were promoting him, got $100 million deal.
Yes.
And then the radio station started coming to me. And I can't keep pushing music to people who don't listen.
Yeah.
You gotta, I can show you better than I can tell you.
And that's what happened, yes.
And the thing is that Jamar, when I tell you that boy was a monster at putting up them posters.
Oh, shout out to Jamar. I was gonna,
Well, Jamar's son right now, he's playing lacrosse over at Xavier University. I mean, St. X.
St. X.
Yes, but he got a full scholarship to Ohio State University to play.
Congratulations! I hadn't seen Jamar in years. That dude was always in my ear like fresh. We needed this record broke.
Yes,
DJs. he was a beast. He represented you. You taught him so much game. Your nephew that had the magazine. What was the magazine called?
Street Fame. It was called Street Fame magazine.
I still got copies of that. It's actually in my living room when I was clearing out my storage, and I found a whole bunch of copies of that. Yeah,
Street Fame magazine. Yes. My nephew, he still, wants to do that kind of stuff, but he don't want to fool with them artists no more. It's a whole different ball game now.
Yeah, game has changed.
Well, it's in all reality, though. I mean, we've just changed.
Yeah,
I mean, we are now the elders, right? You know, and as being the elders, though, knowing how it was when having to deal with the quote unquote old heads that we are now, but the old heads weren't open to, like, I remember, like, even like, that's not music, that's noise, and it's like, no, man, like, we're sampling your music. It was the same.
In all honesty, Ghost, I'm one of those elders, and I was one of them elders back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In '84, I was 27 years old. You know what I'm saying? So, and how old did you say you were?
I'm 48. So yeah. I know. I feel you.
So I'll be 67, but I still got that ear, and I'm never ever going to let that age take over me.
But you mentioned that you always kept young people around, and that's not to say that just because it's not to say that just because we listen, I have to listen, and we listen to new music, and you've got to keep an ear open and appreciate it for what it is. It may not be for you, right? But you can still appreciate it. And I'll tell you, like, even for artists that's like, man, I'll never listen to it. And if I hear, like, the song and the composition, and I'm always listening to beats, like we've talked about different things, like how we listen, what you listen to first and what grabs you when you listen to a song first. I'm always listening to the composition and the melody and the music, and see how I can structurally fit this into a mix, right? And blend it, like you mentioned, like, I don't get how anybody that heard that didn't know that was what was up, right? I mean, I don't get that. But that's the thing about people having an ear for music, right? And true lovers for music, and listens to music nonstop.
Vision of music. Yes.
If I'm listening to rap music nowadays, I like T.I., I like Young Thug, I like A$AP Rocky. It's certain things that I do like. If I can understand what they're saying, I usually like to listen to their lyrics. Right. It used to be a time that people painted a motion picture with their lyrics.
Yeah. Exactly.
Showtime had the right name. You remember Showtime in Cincinnati?
Yeah.
He had the right name because I could always visualize what he was talking about. It's like a movie. And
Scarface is like that.
Yes. Oh my
Ghetto
God.
Boys, period. But
Yes,
Scarface,
yes.
that's
Yes.
my number one. Like
Me
it's
too.
Cube, it's old school Cube, and
Yes.
Scarface. Like for me, is always back and forth, right? But
Brad
Face,
Jordan, he's always gonna
Brad
be
I
one
can
of
Jordan.
say
my favorites.
KRS-One and like,
I
you
mean,
know,
Yes.
why da dang my not like yeah, you could just
Yeah.
see you could like it's like you there on the block with the dude watching what's happening. Yeah.
I still got mine playing tricks on me.
Oh,
Bumping, bumping. I still every now and then I could be out to the swimming pool and I'm putting that on. You know, my neighbors probably think, we live in the country, we live on a farm down here. So my neighbors, we all spread it out. But they hear that thing, that bass pumping out there. Yeah, there you go. And
And
I'm
rest in peace to Bushwick Bill, because I know
yes.
I
yeah.
remember that party. I think had
Yes.
the Star Children perform, and the speakers, the electricity went out. We was
Oh, shut
rocking,
up.
and everybody wanted to do a feature. We had Players for Life.
I got your water.
You talking about underground?
I
I
knew where
got
you
your
was
water
going.
face. I got your water face. I gotta tell you, one of my favorite DJs. She already mentioned him, DJ Underground. Rest in peace. But he represented rap a lot. Like I mean, it was Jesus to him.
Yes.
And
Rap a
so,
lot was life, bro. Like
boy,
I was a disciple.
Scarface performed at the Ritz, and he said he was up there. Yeah, I need some water. Underground left the DJ booth. I mean, talking about like a linebacker. I mean, monster back, knocking people over. He came back with a water between each finger. He said, "I got your water face." His whole fingers was full.
And
And we
everybody remember that part. That's what they remember.
so we out at I think we was in Dallas or somewhere, and I said
Dallas.
I was in
It's
the
Dallas.
elevator with Scarface. I said, "Hey, Scarface," he said, DJ Underground rapper, yeah. So I got your water face, and he cracked up that. He said, "Man, that's my soldier." Yes.
Yeah. It's a little puddle of water right there. My friend D. You remember D? Yeah.
The sound engineer. Yes.
Yes. But he two guys picked up Bushwick Bill. He said, hell, they had to cover Bushwick Bill over that river. I said, what river? He said, that puddle right there, it looked like the river to him. I said, it's crazy. It was a good day.
Oh, that is clowning. That is
Yes.
oh man, that's funny.
But back to business, when I tell you, people from J. Jones Entertainment and the promotions and marketing, they have branched off and doing their own thing now. If you guys can follow King Dorian, Dorian 12 on Instagram, and when I tell you this guy is breaking records still to this day, he's the number one radio promoter. And he's done help break the baby, little baby. I mean, he got plaques. It seemed like every week he's still getting plaques.
Salute to you, man. I
Yeah.
would definitely got to link up with him. I think I do follow him already on social media. Like
Yeah, he
just
started
because when
with
you
J.
said
Jones.
that, I know that name.
Yeah,
Started
King Dorian.
K for your cap. Yes.
Yes,
What
he
up,
started
Weez?
with J. Jones Entertainment. Actually, he started
Okay.
way before that when he lived in Atlanta at 15 years old with Power Records. He was, that song, Give Me That Donkey Butt and Them Big Old Legs.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you know the
Dude.
part that say, please. That's what
Mhm.
it
You mean?
That's
Oh
me.
no, for real?
Yes. You
Oh,
gotta
you get that? Don't get. That's a 12 can. No, it's
12
12.
gauge.
12 gauge. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
That was something I had to always have because that was someone always
Oh,
request
where
that
you
damn song.
from the west side.
You already knew it, man. Like, we had to have that over there. That was
Yeah.
huge over there. That was a time when like Flex, Matt Cobra was like popping all that time, man. I mean that, and then of course, one of the records that was very regional that like I've moved out here out west in Colorado is no one knows about, but LJ Rap Pimp Daddy, right?
Oh yeah, Pimp
I
Daddy.
mean, you had to play
Love
Pimp
Pimp
Daddy
Daddy.
all the time. I mean, that was a mandatory to have, right? But no,
Yeah,
you get out here in other areas and like, what the hell is this? Like, you had to be there.
yeah.
Like,
There you go. And you know, even to this day, you go places like if I go down south, I say Auburn, Alabama, and you hear music from Columbus, Georgia, or Montgomery, it's totally different from what you hearing up here. We playing
Absolutely.
all their music and they playing some good stuff, you know.
mhm,
And I love going down south. I got into uh more so the soul and blues era of music as well, and I love that whole set. The blues, the southern, you know, that right there is what's happening to me. You know, for
yeah.
me. Let's put it that way.
You like the
Hmm.
blues?
Yes,
I
I had
love
an
it.
artist by the name of Wendell B.
Mhm.
And when I tell you Wendell sound like Will Downing, Barry
Oh,
White, and big following. We did a lot of marketing promotion since 2005. And rest in peace, he passed away in November.
rest in
From
peace. What was the artist's name again?
Usher. Wendell
Wendell
B.
Wendell B.
Okay.
Wendell
Yeah,
B.
look him up, Wendell B. And
Rest in peace.
when you listen to his music and you look at the followings, me and him built that from 2005 to now. And man, when I tell you, everybody down south, up north, everywhere, they knew who Wendell B was.
Mm.
Yes, I had when I worked at art, I had record labels solicit me to come work for them, like BMG,
Hmm.
uh, Warner Brothers.
Hmm.
And
Why? Why didn't
I,
you go?
I tell you the truth about it, I was afraid.
Hmm.
To be honest with you, I was afraid because every year they had big turnovers,
Well, that's
Yeah.
true. I mean, that's true. I mean, you were,
and I didn't want to be a turnover.
yeah.
I
You had a
like,
good. You liked your niche. Yeah.
yes, I liked what I was doing. I liked where I was at, and I
Hmm.
liked. I'm a free person. I don't believe in being chained down. I don't
Mm,
like sitting in nobody's office where I can't walk outside when I want to. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? And to me, when you get trained down like that, it stops your progression. Your
Mm,
Yes.
progression. You know, the process in your mind and your progression, they all got to be entwined with each other.
yeah.
Yes.
And
Well
if
said.
you
Well
working
said.
for somebody and they coming across your desk, just looking at you and this and that, at Arc, I had freedom. He let
Yes.
me do that. Boss let me do whatever I wanted to, basically. And
And it made him
oh,
look good because your results was incredible.
exactly.
I
Oh,
mean, yeah.
I made that man millions, millions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to this day, he and I are still cool. Where sometimes we didn't even get along. It's like a husband and wife when they under each other all the time. They ain't getting along all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
But now it's cool. But he let me have my freedom as far as you know. Work start at 8 o'clock in the morning. I might get there at 10. Well, the
Right.
store's gonna open to 10. What I'm gonna do from 8 to 10? He said, "Well, you can pull these orders. That ain't what I want to do.
That
I want
ain't
to
that
do
ain't
an
helping.
order.
That ain't selling these records.
Right. I'm going to promote these records, push these records, tell the stores what to buy, and you're going to get the money. And then I'm going to get a raise, right?" And
Chicken.
that's what happened. I'm about that paper goes first and foremost. Fresh
I
first.
know that's right.
Get that money. No, that's dope. I mean, and then I even remember because, like, in my sound engineering days, I used to do sound for a band that frequented the spot that was next to. You had a store out in Forest Park.
Oh yeah, Flavor City
Remember,
Center.
yeah, that was Jazz in the Park. I was always there and stuff like that, and always checking out, popping in the store and stuff. I just always stayed a fly on the wall at that point in time because I was focusing on other things
Oh, I
like the
saw you.
sound. I know. I stick out. You know what I mean? I've always stuck out. So I mean, but
But
no, I
that's
mean
because you
it's
knew what you was doing too. You know, for the version, of us, you knew what you was doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No matter what, it didn't matter. You was about it. You was about it.
I just like, my thing is I had so much fun with just
Yes.
again music and just being any part of it and doing anything that I can, being involved in it. I knew I didn't want to be a person that was like center up in front playing an instrument or rapping or like anything like that. I was like, I always like the background spots, So I mean,
Yeah.
laying the cut. But
And
no, I mean,
that was me at one time. I still do. G Fresh Ben told me about this. Every time he called me and tell me about it, I'd be like, I don't want to do that. I like to lay back.
yeah.
But I'm glad I did it. And thank you, Fresh, for pushing me and pushing me and pushing me. You almost knocked me down.
Was that much more?
Okay.
That's funny. Yeah, shout out
What's
to
up, Miss Judy Jones? Salute.
Big
that's
Wee's
cool.
in the house. Salute.
What's up, Cool Ken? How you doing?
Yeah.
Yes, it's beautiful. That people tune into you guys like that. I'm telling you, Fresh turned me on to this, and I think it's a wonderful thing that you guys are still doing and bringing these artists out and getting these memories together and reminiscing, because it puts the fun back in the game. It also, sometimes we get a hardened heart, and when you're doing things like this, and I hear the memories and see the memories, and I think of people, it brings joy to my heart. So I just want to tell you guys, thank you. What you're doing, it's a beautiful thing. Yes.
Thank you. You
Well,
were a
well
part
said.
of the foundation of what it is that we're doing now. So,
Oh,
for real.
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, without you, I mean, a lot of this stuff would not be possible. And we appreciate you. And I said, and a shout out to, so we on episode 45. You've been mentioned in over 28 of them. Judy Jones, Judy Jones, Judy Jones, Judy Jones, Judy Jones.
Exactly. Everybody. I mean, everybody that
Mama
that
J.
we've had is like it's all.
Oh,
It's like
yes.
you come up in everybody's conversation.
The
And so,
pipeline. I mean, it's like
yeah.
stuff didn't move. I mean, I've had a hand in that, but it's like before I could be that person, I had to go to Judy Jones. Oh, you want to start a record for? You need to go down to Ark and talk to Judy Jones.
And I made sure that when I got records, that he got records. We
Absolutely.
made sure, if he was already getting records from major labels, but we made sure the independents knew who he
Independence
was.
was coming
And we
around. Yeah.
bring those independent artists that we were promoting up to the record pool. We'd have meet and greets where
Yes.
we would go into a club, Dukesters for one, and we have meet and greets and bring the artists in there, and the artists would tell all the guys in the record pool, thank you.
Yes.
So it's Scribble Jam, man. When I tell you, I never saw nothing like it. That was like, wow, this is
Yeah.
something New York. I
Yes.
never thought I'd see that in Cincinnati. So G Fresh, when I tell you, man, you built that. You know what I mean? You and those guys that believed in you built that. I know you're gonna always have slackers in some things. I've
Yeah.
had slackers on my team, but none of the ones that I mentioned on that piece of paper was a slacker.
No,
And
that was
they
a good
helped
name.
break those records.
Shout out to X too, my frat brother.
Yeah.
X
Yeah,
up
there
in
you go.
Cleveland. X was a hustler. Yeah, but great.
Yes,
Yeah, thanks for that.
yes.
Well, yeah, that's like I remember just doing I remember the part, what was that, Mount Airy? We did the party in the parks.
Oh
It's
my God.
emotional and artists performing. And
You
I gotta
remember
give
those
a
ghosts?
I do.
yeah.
I do.
Yes,
That was huge, man. That was
yes.
huge.
We snuck in the back of Mount Airy. Never
Man.
had no permits to do
Yeah, the back,
nothing.
yeah, because
Took it over though. It
ooh,
was just
It was beautiful. And I was afraid every time something gonna break out, and
yes,
nothing broke
not
out.
it was
We
cool.
had
It was
Twister up
peaceful.
there. We had
Yes.
everybody
Mhm.
came, and I mean that became well known throughout the United States that we was doing it. You
Yes.
know, we had people come from California to what's it, Messy Marv, people
Messy
like that.
Marv. Yes.
Yeah, they came from Cali to come down here and do that party in the park. Shout out to my niece Kimberly Sutherland, because Kim was a little
Kim.
hustler too.
Ah, yes,
She
yes.
Divine Lux now. She
She
got
does what?
clothes
What's
and
she do now?
everything. She Divine Lux.
Okay. I think I
Yes,
got her on Facebook as a
she
friend.
got clothes. She working with Busy One Records over there. They do some podcasts and different things over there too.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, what was that? She was with CC, what was it?
Oh, she had Three Square Music
Three
Foundation.
Square Music
oh
Foundation.
wow, okay.
Yes, and
And we
she
did it. We did a lot of collabs and
with
helping
the
I
her.
kids.
remember Three Square.
She
Yes.
brought all those kids up. That was my
Yeah.
niece Kim. That is my niece Kim. I'm
Salute
sorry.
to her.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you a question. Like, so as you've had a hand in, breaking a lot of records, and you had mentioned like, just in what you had to do with getting that one played on the radio and the whole thing of just trying to get the movement, because the Wiz, it was very difficult to get stuff played on the Wiz.
I don't know if we should touch this subject, but we gonna go.
We
No,
can. I mean, but
let's
no.
go
So,
there.
but I want to ask you a question. Like, what is the one album that you're proudest of? I mean, you mentioned 8 Ball and MJG, and I mean that might be it. The coming out hard, but I mean, like, what would you say the one that you're the most proud of? And could be for like because it whatever, like it was a great project you had to work hard to get through, like or it was just something that you were proud to be a part of. However, like, what was the one that you think back that resonates the most with you?
Adrenaline Rush by Twister.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, and
Ooh.
that was huge. I mean, because that
Yeah.
right there, that was 97, right? 96,
Oh my
97.
God. You know
Yes.
them years, I can't remember the dates.
No, I live my life. All of my memories and years are associated with
He got
music.
bookmarks
Yes.
on music.
That's good.
I'm Rain Man when it comes to that. So I'm
That's what I'm
sorry.
He's
talking
a savant. He's a savant with he can
I
bookmark.
got
Oh, wait a
look,
minute,
I
that was
just tell him I
90.
got mad
That was
tism.
August
I got
1st.
some type of tism. Is mad tism.
about. There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
Tell us about that.
one of the first records that I started promoting, and I did not know what I was doing. I had no idea. It was Po Pimp Do or Die, and it had Twister on there. I fell in love with that boy. Like, I had heard him years ago as Tongue Twister.
Tongue twister. Yes. Yes.
With
Right.
the tongue going bouncing across the
Yes.
video screen with the thing. I
Yes.
mean,
Yes.
Yes.
that
Yes.
was
But when
huge
I
right
heard
there.
that Po Pimpin', do you want to ride? And then I heard him go off on it. I was like,
Spitting
ooh.
game like he's got a mouthful of poker chips. I was like,
I
man, that
looked
whole song right there, man.
I've had that CD in my hand. You know, CDs had just started coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And I had that CD in my hand and I started reading it. And I found a phone number on there. And this is how it all started. I called that phone number and I told him, I said, my name Judy Jones. I work for Art Distributing and I do order pulling in here. I said in these stores, they don't know what to buy or nothing. But if you give me 50 samples of this single, I will put it in each store's mailbox. Because every store had a mailbox.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy said, you gonna do that for us? Well, how much I owe you? I said, you don't owe me nothing. Just part of my job. And the guy that worked in our receiving department came up and he said, Judy Jones, about 2-3 days later, he said, I don't know what you're doing back here. He said, but here, this is for you. It was $100 bill and 50.
Ding, 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 ding.
You already know.
I'm doing it for free. And he's like, how much I owe you? He's like, hey, from street.
Yeah. I wanted to see the record sale because it was
Yeah, you just did it for
you
love.
want to ride. I was just feeling it.
Yes.
He said he go 50 of these singles, and this was in the box. $100 bill. It said, give it to Judy Jones. And I said, oh, sheesh. I went and put all of them in them mailboxes, just like I said.
Mm-hmm.
And I told the stores when they came here, I said, hey, I put a promo in your mailbox. When you get back to your store, play that. Play it on your speaker outside.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't working that record, but I was working that record and
Yes,
didn't
you
even
were.
know it.
Yeah.
And once I saw, hey, I could make some money doing this,
Mm-hmm.
I started charging people $100. That's all I knew I could make.
Yeah.
And then as time went on, prices got to fit the bill. They sending me posters and flyers and this and that for everything they sent me. That was an extra 100.
Right.
You know what I mean? And till it got to the point where, some artists, we might be working 10 artists at a time, and they sending us 1,000, 2,000. And by that time, I'm doing this by myself. I went down to Kentucky State University and I saw, because Kentucky State had their homecoming, they would bring Scarface and these people and this and that for Kentucky State homecomings. I get down there and I see the same flyer on the ground that I see posted around that whole pole in front of everybody's records.
Mm-hmm.
I started following that flyer while I'm passing out CDs. I'm doing it by myself now.
Right.
I get to the door going in there, and I see this guy standing there passing out a flyer of Gangsta Pat. That's who it was, Gangsta Pat.
Okay.
Yes. And I said, hey, I saw these flyers around that pole up at everybody's record. He said, yeah, I live in Pleasant Ridge. And I said, oh, you do?
At K-State.
And he at K-State. He go to school there. I said, what's your name? He said, Jamar. And I said, what's the name of your company? And he said, Street Promotions. That was the name of his company, Street Promotions.
Street Promotions?
Yes.
Okay.
So we started combining our company together. I said, come down to Arc Distributing where I work. Jamar came down. We introduced ourselves to each other and got to talking and everything. And it became Judy Jones and Street Pro Promotion. Street Pro Promotions. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Judy Jones and Street Pro Promotions. And we did that for about 5 years till we built up. And then we said we met D down in Louisville, Brian over in Milwaukee, X up in Cleveland, Lucky over in Indianapolis, and we all got together. And
I forgot about Lucky. Yes. Yeah. Oh, shout out to Lucky.
Yes, and we changed the name to J. Jones Entertainment. They say it's working. Judy Jones is working. So
that's covering the Midwest.
J. Jones Entertainment.
Y'all covering. Right. Yep. Love the logo.
That's how we started it. Yeah. So what I'm more happy with, the record that really, really my favorite is Adrenaline Rush still to this day. Yes.
I got you.
Twister. I just invited Twister to do a tour over in Japan. What'd you say?
Nice. I was just thanking Will Wallflower Jones, Mr. Jones, for thanking and liking this episode on Facebook. My bad.
Oh, okay.
My apologies.
That's okay.
So Adrenaline Rush though, and you're gonna book him over for a European tour.
Yes, I want to book him for a tour over in Japan.
So you're gonna book him for an episode for B-Boys Underground too?
Oh, you want to do that?
Well, yes, yeah, we need to have Twister on here, man. Oh. So I'm going to tell you a story about Pope Pimp, and the reason why I've got to say this because this is funny. My daughter, right? So I have twins. I have a boy and a girl. They're 12 years old, and since they've been born, I have been playing them music and when they were born, I was with them through their infancy, and I would have every single day I would play them old school funk soul and all of the things. And then as age progressed, they were exposed to more and more music around. But from the cancer, I started DJing here, right? And streaming. And that's how all of this started back up. But from that, my daughter was always listening to me DJ, right? Uh-huh. And I would play Pope Pimp.
There you go.
She fell in love with Pope Pimp, and now you know how you got those little devices that you can call by name and they do stuff and they play music for
Yeah,
you. You know, I
yeah.
don't want to say
Alexa,
names.
Siri. Yeah.
You can say it. I'm
You
not.
know, you know.
So we're downstairs. Like my daughter likes to listen to a song before they go to bed, and I remember the night, and she's probably like, I don't even know, way too young, and she was like, play Po Pimp, and like my wife and I both fell out. I was like, because I heard it from. I was like, I just heard the song to start playing. I was like, oh hell no! And she's is like, but she loves that song too. She absolutely, and I don't think that's an appropriate song for a 12-year-old to like. But I'm gonna tell y'all,
Well,
don't
she one of
judge
my
me. I'm a
favorite
DJ.
12-year-olds.
Yeah, I mean, she's got soul like her daddy. And then, of course, More Bounce to the Ounce is their favorite
Oh
song of all
yeah,
time.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
but no,
That's over there at the bump.
that
That
one
was
right there. Ah, bring back the bump.
a bump. What
Man,
you know about the bump?
I know
More
about
bounce
puking
to
in the
the
bump.
house.
Bump. Boy, we grew up doing the bump. Hey, and I just something just flashed in my head because I remember remixing it, and you know, I'm more of the boom East Coast hip hop. But what was that group you had? BCO,
Yeah,
bouncing,
BCO.
swing it.
Bouncing, bouncing, swinging,
And you
swinging.
gave me the
Bouncing,
acapella then,
swinging, swinging.
and I remember I'm putting a little funky
I
remix to it.
forgot about
And I
that.
think you gave it to the guys, and they liked it. We
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
finish out, but I was like, yeah, I was just playing it one day. Bounce, swing it. Brick City Organization,
There you go.
Win Terrace.
BCO.
Yes, yes,
That's straight out of Wind Terrace.
yes. Shout out to
Shout out.
BCO.
There
And
was
you
a
know,
video to that too.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah. I remember that. I remember, man. Okay, because I forgot about that, man. Damn,
So
that was a dope ass record too. That was a very dope record.
so
Yes.
one of the artists had a video show. You know how back then we had urban reality? Well,
Urban
one of
Absolutely.
the
reality. You
artists,
must
Reality.
learn. Yes. Shout out
yeah,
to
yeah,
Colin Carl.
yeah.
Carl's checking in. Yes.
Okay then. So one of the artists down in Nashville, he had a video show like that, and I see him there bouncing, swinging, swinging. And when I tell you that boy called me on the phone, he said, "Miss Judy, you are crazy." He said, "It's the craziest damn video I ever seen," and it became number one on his show.
You can't not forget it when you see it. Like because I was like, they got the video. Like exactly.
Right, right. That was some fun days, as we said.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. And I
Let
used
me.
to, them guys that want to quit from BCO. And every time one quit, I get another one. And people get so mad. I said, y'all don't get mad at the Temptations. The Temptations change memory.
You said next. You
Amen
had
to that.
Yeah.
you had auditions for BCO.
Yeah.
Still dropping albums to this day. I thought like by 97 they were done with the I was like they still coming out.
Oh, shoot. They're fighting. Keep it going.
And shout out to J Jones Entertainment presents Block Bleeders 2.
Yes.
BCO 8112 Soldiers, Black Trump Players for Life, Kenny P, Storm Children, Grip, Big Daddy Sounds, Repeat, Buckshot, and many more. I
That's
was
what I'm talking about. Yes.
I was
Yes.
blessed that we was part of that. I was
I'm glad you still got that. That's
yeah,
crazy.
yes.
And
Oh,
can we
that's a
take a
classic.
moment? Because I know we said it before we went live, but we just recently lost a pillar in the Cincinnati community,
Yes.
hip hop community, and a dope all around person. Like when I was DJing at Skippers, he would come up and
Mhm.
was just always beautiful. It was just always a great guy. Rest in
Yes.
peace, K. Riley.
Hey Riley, rest
Yes.
in peace.
And
Yes.
if you guys don't know who K. Riley is, you can look him up on YouTube, on streaming platforms. Listen to K. Riley up.
Yes.
Yes. That boy, he was like you say, a pillar of society. I mean, he didn't have a mean bone in his body, but you get him mad,
No.
woohoo,
Oh yeah.
you know. And he didn't mind. K. Riley is an unselfish artist. He didn't mind helping anybody do anything.
Nope.
Mhm.
He was there for you, and that's, I mean, like you say, rest in
Great
peace.
man. Great man.
Yes, very good. Yes. And then Wiz gave him a shout out, and that that impressed me because I'm not the Wiz anyway.
Probably,
Um,
probably one of our peers told them to do that. I mean, if they did it on,
I'm
if they
hoping.
did it on their strength, but I'm sure like a DJ Diamond and somebody like, man, we got to give a shout out to, a Veda. We got to give a
Mhm.
shout out to K. Raleigh, Don Juan for sure.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, and
Should we
I'm
talk?
glad they did.
Should we talk about roadblocks that we had in Cincinnati with radio when we were as a
absolutely. Let's
promoter?
get into it. Like,
As
because
a
I mean, this is the
promoter, we
stuff that people don't know. I mean, people don't know this, but what goes on, like what went on, how hard it was to deal with. I used to have them come over and get drunk at Skipper's and then run across the street to play the stuff that I was just playing.
Right, right, right.
Anyway, so like, but shout out, please. Let's get into that. That's a great topic. Let's talk about that.
Well, I tell you, I couldn't get them to play a record. You know, I could get ICD to play it in the club. Um, I could get them skills to play in the club sometime,
hmm
but I don't know what their job consisted of. But I couldn't get the Wiz to play a record. And actually, to tell you the truth about it, my strength came from that. It just made me grind harder because if I break a record without you, what I need you for? You understand what I'm saying?
Mm,
And
that's powerful.
we broke records in the street. It didn't
hmm
have to get to the radio. I could get radio play down south, no money, no nothing, but they knew good music
hmm
and they knew what would help their station. And then we would bring the artists to those stations, walk them through and everything. Now, once Cash Money, I'll say, once they got that record deal, then the weird people started coming to me and asking me different questions about, um, well, how did y'all do this and do? How did the record get to? And did they pay you when they got millions?
Right.
Well, honestly, I was raised in the days where you didn't tell people how much your paycheck was, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Mm,
Those,
So
you never supposed to do that.
exactly. And you really don't tell your enemy how much money you got. They'll rob you. So my thing was we continued to break records in the street. I never really needed the radio.
right.
Yeah, the artists wanted to be on the radio. But I got to give shout out to Eddie Bauer too. May he rest in peace. Because Eddie
Yes.
Bauer, he would play Cincinnati music. And when I tell you he played it, he had Blackjack, B Luck, um, oh, what is that boy's name? The money power, money coming down like snow.
Um.
Polo,
Yep.
Polo. He had them independent.
Taka. Taka. Yeah.
Oh
Yes,
wow, Taka.
Eddie Bauer played the independent music, and I'm gonna give my shout out to where it belongs.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
that's that's all I could get at the Wiz was when Eddie Bauer came, and he came basically from Cleveland. I knew him from Cleveland, and he would play records, But I
hmm
couldn't get Cincinnati DJs to play a record on there, and it never bothered me one bit.
I would say, yeah, the PDs, they was like roadblocks, and then we knew that their ears wasn't to the street like you or me. Their ears was like coming from other people that might wasn't even their ears went to the street, and oh, this is what's selling, and da 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 da.
A
Like,
playlist.
yeah, and it's like, and it would just trump you from having any locale originality to your location on playing the music. And I remember walking into the Wiz, and I walked in there with my Storm Children records. Yeah, we gonna play this and da,
Oh
da,
yeah, yeah.
da. And they said, "Well, we gonna have a meeting to see what we gonna do with local music." I said, "Okay." You saying we local? I said it's in every record pool. I said I sent it all the mixed DJs. I said I spent about $2,000 shipping it out. It's over everywhere. I said it's charting over here. It's charting over there. And he was like, he was kind of shaking the head. On the way home, they played the record. So at least look, all that shit talking got me at least a couple plays, but it was like pulling teeth to get them to help break their own, break local artists. And some of these people wasn't from Cincinnati. That was the
Oh no,
program
no,
director.
no,
They was
no.
rotating around from different city to city.
They were independents, just
Yeah.
independents. Period. I mean, you think about it. Until these people got a major deal, that radio station did not play independents.
Didn't
They
blink
just
at it.
they
Yep.
do they just wouldn't do it.
Mm-mm.
And Cincinnati has always been like that I know of. And like I said, Freddie Red would play my stuff over WCIN.
Shout out to Freddie
Mhm.
Red.
Shout out to Freddie Red and CIM, man.
Yes.
Yeah, they used to CIN. I love CIN
CIN
because
Man,
was
I did
dope.
too.
they was easy to work with, you
Yes.
know. And we never had an easy radio station here.
Uh,
Vince,
BLZ and
VXU down there, 88.3 is
mhm.
Yep.
VXU. Even Mr. Morton. If I took Mr. Morton a gospel record, he'd play it over 88. So
And
yeah,
speaking of 88, shout out to my cousin. She just called me by my government name, Yvette. Shout out because she is still down at 88.3 doing Rhythm Come Forward. She's been there, good 20 plus years. Love you,
okay.
cuz.
Shout out to Yvette
Oh, I
Banks.
see you telling my hello, cousin Jay. George. I ain't gonna talk about you because that's my stepfather name.
Okay.
That's who I consider dad. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Gotcha.
That was Daddy George. You know what I'm saying?
You
So
know,
thanks for that.
I do want, because Weeze, shout out to Big Weeze, he'll be back on here soon. And this was something that I always felt, even in Cincinnati, like it was just difficult for Cincinnati folks to support Cincinnati folks, right? And I always thought it was just a Cincinnati thing, right? But Weeze says local rarely supports local artists until they have a name for themselves. So I guess that
Yeah, in different
rings
cities.
true
Yeah.
everywhere, right? But I always felt like, it's like, damn, Cincinnati just like folks just want to hate more so than, you know what I mean? It's like crabs in the
It's
barrel
more so
syndrome.
the mainstream stations. You know what I mean? Because I could still go down south and hear independent music.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
It's more the mainstream. Now I'll tell you, if I go to Atlanta, of course it's a mainstream station. You're not going to hear that, you know. Um,
Ooh.
it's but say for instance, I go to Columbus, Georgia, Tallahassee, Florida, different places like that. You always hear the independents, and I have more appreciation for the independents seriously because they doing it on their own. And if you got any money and you want to be an artist, you got any money, you got to put the money behind yourself and get out here and work your music. I mean, still to this day, do you think that if people went trunk to places like we used to do back in the day, like MWA, they lined their whole trunk up with records and guns. They was on the road on weed. They was on the road, you know. Get out here and promote your music. Don't sit behind a computer and think that that's all you got to do. Most of these people scared though because the artists getting shot, people killing you. What for?
Right.
What is that doing?
Well, if you bring in that energy too, I mean, like, so if you think about the music nowadays and some of the different genres of hip hop, and you think about like the drill and where that is, that's just part of the lifestyle and the music that you're portraying, then you're bringing that energy to you, right? So, I mean, if you're trying to portray that something that you're not, right? So that happens a lot now, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's safe behind the keyboard, and I see that as that's the issue. I mean, you can't, if you're really taking a negative route, right? And that's your lane, but it's difficult for them to be out there to get out. So it's even more of a reason to kind of, make sure that you're doing something positive out here nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you a question in regards to radio now, because I want to ask you, with radio, with the way that streaming and people consume their music being the majority of the time online, right? And even getting to, and I want to circle into, yes, people still buy CDs, right? But is radio more important now than ever for discovering new music, or is it the algorithm that you have on your streaming platform that you subscribe to?
Okay,
In your
so
opinion?
in my opinion,
Yes.
I think you need both.
Okay.
I think people still need to promote to radio. I think people still need to, get somebody on your team that, is doing your social media. You're not going to do that social media 24/7 like it needs to be done. So
It's
you have to
exhausting.
exactly. So you can't be an artist and also do your social media yourself. It's just too time consuming. You need to be in that studio doing what you do best. So,
Mm-hmm.
and as far as promoting to the radio station, yes, I think you should still promote to the radio station. There are people, honestly, that still enjoy radio. Everybody's records would not still be open. Shaker's records would not still be open if music
Mm-hmm.
wasn't still selling.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, you need to go in there and see, okay, people listening to music on their headphones in there, they're streaming it in the store, they're streaming it at home, they're listening to the radio on their way to work. People still I think you need to do both because people still listen and do each and everything. Just
Mm-hmm.
because I don't, my favorite station is Sirius XM,
Hmm.
and I'm listening to 80s and 90s music.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not just talking about rap. I listen to the Eagles. I love the Eagles. I love Queen. I listen to music. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
That's
So
dope.
So, yes, I think you need to do both. I think you need to actually promote your music.
So we have a question that says, how many markets have legit stations? I think we have one local rock station and one local rap hip hop station. Everything else is corporate owned and corporate DJs. That's from Becca Boo. She's in Oklahoma. Shout out to the Oklahomies. We got Miss Catherine and Becca Boo tuning in from Oklahoma. Got a lot of
Okay,
people right
so
here right now.
they're in Oklahoma,
Hmm.
and honestly, Oklahoma got Tulsa, and you've got Oklahoma City, and she's saying that they only got one. Oh, and the rest is corporate. I see
Yeah,
what you're saying.
yeah.
Okay. Hey, felony low, what's up?
Felony Low salute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shout out to Low, AK-47.
There you go.
Talk to you another day.
I think honestly, as far as local stations, when you go into each city is different. So you got to get with that college DJ too.
Hmm.
And once you get with that college DJ, and like he said, Weez McGee, internet radio,
Yep.
Mhm.
because people tune into that. Now, Live 365, you can get any station you want to. You
Yep.
go to Live 365, you can listen to the music out of Tulsa right here in Cincinnati, or Tulsa could listen to Cincinnati.
Mhm.
So it's still streaming and your stuff's still getting played. So you're still getting royalties for it. You got to be everywhere with your music.
Yeah.
If
Absolutely.
you want people to get at you, you never know where it's going to come from.
Yeah. And out here we've got a local independent radio station. It's would be kind of close to what AIF is, but on a bigger, because they have multiple programming stations, and one of the stations that they have programmed is hip hop and like new R&B and hip hop, but they play independent, and we've had one of the DJs that's out here that's super active and on here, and he even mentioned how his station he's noticed they'll start playing something, and their sister stations, the independents, will start playing it, and then those major corporate stations after that, they're paying attention to the independent radio stations, and that's what's also directing that. So as independent artists that are listening to this, again, it is super important that you get with folks like Judy Jones and folks at the independent level, because that's the only way you can make it, especially these days, to fight the corporate machine.
I still got ideas in my head, and I'll be honest with you. If you got to get out here and work your music. You got to. I mean, these college stations, college just started going back. Get with these college people.
Off the grip.
On the podcast right here with G Fresh and Ghost Boogie. Get on here with them. Talk about your music. You got to talk about it to be about it. I mean, it's just what it is.
Yeah,
it's just what it is.
And let me say this, because when as the record pool, but we had WAIF. Shout out again to Sister Yvette, my cousin, been on there. She said 40 plus years with the reggae show. So we was our own program directors. We got to play anything we wanted to play when we wanted. We didn't have to ask somebody if we could play it. We dropped it right on the air, and our show came on late enough where we could play cuss words. So
2:30 in the morning. Come over here. Come over here.
We didn't have to have a radio with it. It could we had to do all that. So this is, it spawned into
the views and opinions expressed on this. Sorry, I'm sorry you had me read that. You had me read that stuff, man. My bad to interrupt you, Fresh. I'm sorry. You triggered me. I was like, the views and opinions expressed.
I had to start every show with the disclaimer, like
at the top of every hour.
Hey, listen to me. Mr. Morton used to get mad if y'all didn't say that stuff too. He'd tell me every time I come over there, I had to hear that speech about y'all didn't read that paper.
We read the paper. That wasn't us. No, other shows I'm not going to mention didn't say it. Had some problems, but we was religious on saying that statement.
Militant. Yes. You mean if we say this at this time every hour, we can play whatever we want? All right.
But the thing was, so you got somebody that came from this station. Shout out to Butch Gibson. So he used to actually call in while he was working at the Wiz. I said, wait a minute. He used to be like and trying to listen to our playlist. And all of a sudden we start hearing, I was like, okay, we can break records here as well as, in the clubs. So we start playing something we think running rotation every week. We dropping it again. All of a sudden I hear the Wiz starting to sneak to play it. They was listening to our station. So we was like, all right, let's run this for a good 2-3 months to see what happens. See if the Wiz catch on. So, and Butch would call in. He was like, yeah, and he was just like, I like what y'all doing. And I said, man, your voice sounds real familiar. Yeah, I'm with that one radio station I can't say live.
But Butch Gibson, give a shout out to Butch and David Bright as well.
David Bright, DJ Rude, yes.
Them guys, they've been around a long time and they've helped with a lot of music.
The Black Family Reunion, the things they put on for that. Salute to them as well.
Icons too in the Cincinnati community.
Yeah, but that's how that works. It's like, and to your point, playing it there. Give with these stations your major, the corporate ones that's controlled by one dude sitting some satellite, off Earth and telling 80 stations what to play. Go down to your local independent community radios, internet shows, college radios, like you said, they're getting back to college. And the commercial ones, there's some people there that got an ear to those stations. So that will help promote your music.
Oh yeah. And these HBCUs, their homecoming's getting ready to get started. So
Right
if you
off the
want to
rip.
be a part of that, you better be down there promoting to the HBCUs, because each and every one of them, Tennessee State, Fort Valley State, down there in Georgia, all of these HBCUs, Delaware, they haven't Howard. Get to these places, get to know that DJ, get to know that main person, and I'm telling you, that's how you break records. You know, if you go to a college, Central State, Wilberforce, they used to
Oh
play a
yes,
lot of our music up there.
yes, yes.
And if you get to
Dayton
that
family and
college,
all that.
you're gonna get around the world, because them students come from everywhere. So
Yes,
if I get to a student in right here at Wilberforce or Central State, I get to a student, I get to that station there, and they're gonna tell their friend back home in DC, "Oh, you gotta hear this record," blah 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 blah, and then it's gonna spread from that DC Howard University over to this. You can use common sense. If you sit in Cincinnati, you're gonna be local. If you want to get your music to the people, get to the colleges. Once you get to the colleges and independent stations and these internet stations, you're going to get some progress going. And once you start getting them shows, then you got some money in your pocket to keep doing what you're doing. Because
yes,
them HBCUs and them will pay you to get on their stage. But you
yes,
got to promote it,
yes.
promote your music. They got a budget for
Every year.
every year for their
And you know,
home.
from college, we, as Alpha Phi Alpha, we
Yeah.
had a budget. There was a funny part. I like Mike Mills was our advisor. We didn't know
Uh,
we had the money. They weren't telling us blacks folks that we had $50,000 a year. And then
right.
once we found out, you got to use it. So you need to use all of your $50,000, or say
That's
you
right.
use 40,000. Next year they give you 40,000. So you had to use all that money. So this is where artists you can bring artists in. I mean, we were going fraternity trips, stuff like that. All expenses paid. So I love when guys get into the college circuit, because once they get in the college circuit, that opens some doors. And like you said, this ants bringing a little piece back to the anthill. They from DC, they from Carolina, and you hit
Yeah.
the one person, and they all then came from different places, and the music spreads out like like tentacles.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the main thing. You know, we would promote to those colleges and get that music to these different people. And they're gonna tell their friend back home, and their friend gonna tell another college. And I
Mhm.
mean, it's just word of mouth. It's like the game telephone.
Yeah,
Word.
absolutely. So, uh, we have something that we do here. We got a game called Big Wheezes. Who you with? Shout out to Big Wheeze. We want to know if you down and ready to play some Who You With.
Oh, I don't know if I'm ready.
So
You
what
ready?
this
You
is, so
ready,
what
girl?
this is, we're gonna show you. So like what this is we've got a wheel. And this wheel is comprised of basically a list from the internet. I don't know what list it is that he got it from, but there's a list on the internet of the top 100 MCs or groups. I think this is just MCs and there's groups associated with them. Uh,
Correct.
correct. Yes. So
Oh,
what you're
I
gonna do
see.
is we're gonna spin the wheel one time. We'll give you your first option. It'll be option A, and then we're gonna spin it one more time, and then you're gonna give us your second. Or you'll have your second option, and you'll be able to pick and say who you with, and we want to know who you with and why.
Reasons why? Yes, go ahead.
So first up is gonna be, and sometimes it'll be a hard decision. Sometimes it's super easy. We'll see. All right. So the first option A is Little Kim. And then who else we got? Big Daddy Kane. Who you with and why?
Oh man. I like I like them both, but I gotta go with Lil Kim.
Okay.
All right, and why?
The girl, she can spit, and she been spitting since a little kid. Now, I can't talk about Big Daddy Kane, but he's one of my favorites as well. But as far as Lil Kim, she impressed me seriously when I first.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we lose you.
I think we lost her for a moment. She can turn right in. She could turn right back in. So we're live, y'all. And
We
that's the beauty
bigger
of live.
Yeah.
Yeah, Biggie Rotoverse. But yo, just give everybody a heads up that's watching this on the replay. See, the thing that I love and the reason why we do it, I like it live, right? So, Miss Judy, if you are seeing this, all I need you to do is refresh your browser and you'll come right back. But we're live and doing live, things happen live, right?
Well, let's
We're
do
not
some
like some of
shout
those.
outs. We got
Yeah,
a lot of great people tuning in. You know, I've gave some shout outs. Let's go down the list, man. We appreciate all of y'all for tuning in and rocking with us.
live.
Been reading a lot of really good, thoughtful comments and insight.
Yes,
We's have some good stuff to say. Felony Loke checking in, Coop
yes.
Ken, Call on Carl, my cousin Yvette,
Can I shout
Becky
out cousin
Boo. Go
Yvette
ahead.
though? Listen, man,
Yes.
because when we talking about WAIF and you know, I remember when I was in market and in city, and especially throughout the 90s and I never missed any of her shows, man. Like I always, if I was in the car, she was on. That was a part of my Friday programming. You were part of my Friday listening, and it was always something that helped center me too. So amazing talent.
You know what I used to love to
Salute to
do?
her.
I used to
What's up?
call her and crank. I was like,
Can you all see me now?
yeah,
You
we
are
got
great.
you.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
You good. You good.
No, you're great, man.
The electric had shut off. I don't know. My husband probably got tired of my mouth. Anyway.
So, oh, that's funny. It's just like, come on. So no,
Yeah.
listen. So no, you were saying you were choosing Little Kim, and you were telling us why you were choosing Little Kim over Big Daddy Kane.
Yes.
Okay. So, first of all, I really like Lil Kim because when I first met her, I watched her perform and then I met her. And she was impressive. Now, as far as her lyric ability, as far as her stage performance, the little girl had what was really going on at that time. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I respected her flow.
Okay,
That's, I mean,
like her
and
presence and the way that,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah, they knew how to. She knew how to carry herself. When I say she was with Lil C's and
Mhm.
Shout out to
Bad
Lance
Boy.
on Entertainment Riviera.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and she really impressed me. So I used to go to Urban Network all the time, and that's where I
Yes.
first
Yes.
saw her perform at. And
Love
then
that
I got
place.
to talk to her and meet her. And honestly, she had lyrics. Lyrics.
Mhm.
Hey Pete.
Shout out to
Block
Pete
leader.
Day.
There you go.
We've
Boggle
been
your
missing you, Pete.
mind.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you
Yes.
go. We said it the best. Did you see what he said? Look,
Yes.
him rejuvenated.
Music for female artists after a short hide. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Because I mean, if you think about it, I mean, let's be real. You had in the female, if I'm thinking about it, outside of you had Bahamadia, which was repping, and
Yeah.
but she wasn't on a commercial level, right? We had MC Light and
You're right. I was
Queen.
about to say, yeah.
And Queen
Queen
Latifah, those
Latifah.
were I
All
mean,
you
and
love.
shout out
Yeah.
to MC Light. I'm waiting for the homie Ice Gree to get us that MC Light interview. But
Oh yeah.
the Queen, but like she's yeah. You had Kim and Foxy, right?
Yes.
And so
Mhm.
I got a question for you about it because I want you have your artists like you said Ice Spice, Sexy Red. Think about like the City Girls and all of that, and like they're getting a lot of criticism and accolades for like the overt sexuality of it. But if you think about it, man, I know what a poster that hung on my wall forever was that little Kim poster. I mean, like there was overt sexuality and they were marketed it that way,
It's
even
a
back
whole
then.
different
So do
ball
you
game now,
but my
Ghost.
question, but no, my question is do you think because I mean we had two live crew turned me out, man. So I mean
Oh
as a
yeah.
kid. So
Oh, Blue.
and look I got when he first came anyway. Listen, that I mean, how do you think about what do you think about like so you say it's a whole different ball game or you don't see any like similarity or you think it
Oh yes, I see the similarities of from back in the day and all of that. True, but the thing is that we wasn't. Well, I ain't gonna say we, but the females back then weren't as I'm gonna just say it like this vulgar as they are today. It's like no respect, and I'm not used to that. You know what I mean? Even though Lil Kim and your girl from down in Miami,
Trina.
oh Trina, yeah,
Trina,
Oh,
Kia,
yeah.
yeah,
My
Kia
yeah,
neck, my
too.
back. Oh god.
yeah, all of them. Even though they was doing all of that, you didn't see all of that. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
saw some of it, and your imagination took place. You don't have to have imagination nowadays. You just see it. You
My
see what I'm
butthole
saying?
pink.
So I got. What'd you say?
No, my brother
No,
told me.
you didn't,
My
man. No,
brother
you
told me. So
didn't.
he said, "Man, what kind of lyric is that? Talking about my butthole pink." He was like, "This ain't even.
Nah,
It
it's
ain't
These ain't
true.
brown.
really."
Nah, it was a
Right?
it's a
Yeah.
Gucci's pink and a
Yeah. And he
yo,
called me.
when
He's
I
like,
first
"Man,
heard
what
that,
is this,
bro,
bro?" I said,
man,
"We
listen.
thought we said some raunchy stuff. This they
I
didn't.
know.
I
That just
first heard that, I
hey,
was like, she said that.
you can't explain that to your grandchild at all. It's like what?
ah,
And the thing about it is you if you think about it, you got nieces and nephews, kids,
Yeah.
grandkids,
daughters.
all this stuff, and they just, I told my niece the other day, she 13. I'm like, why you got them shorts on that short? Put some shorts on
Mm.
over your shorts.
Shorts.
Look, we have a
I
no
mean,
twerk
I just
rule
saying,
in this house.
it's
There's no
just
twerking in this house at all. And there's
there you
no
go.
twerking in this house.
But see, and it's not even just that, is that back in my day, you left something to the imagination. Why what's gonna make a man, and I'm not just saying a man wants you, a girl, a female, whatever. What makes somebody want you that everybody done seen what you got?
Mm.
I don't get that. You know what I mean?
You like the
Uh
element of seduction.
yeah. I
Surprise.
mean
Something withheld.
they don't
You
even go to
put all
a
your
date
cards. You
no
put your
more.
cards on the table. You
They don't
slap
even
them
go on
all
a
down.
date
Here
no
you
more.
go.
They go
Joker's
straight to
wild.
the
Joker's wild.
bed. And that's the truth. Yes.
You all right over
Look,
there, Boogie?
as a single, I'm just singing. Look, there's like little devil boogie and little angel boogie over here, right? And I'm listening, right? So like this is young man boogie, this is good
I can
old
picture.
man
I
boogie,
see
right?
him. I see him.
I was like, hey, but that's awesome, and it's like, but no, your daughter can't be doing. It's, like, it's just like, I'm just weighing it because I think because of wisdom, age, and knowing better, but also we didn't have the internet, and so I
Yeah,
mean, I don't think, I mean, think about, come on, man, like I am a DJ from a club that was very large and had thong song contests and
oh Lord.
God bless the thong song. I hate Cisco and that song and playing it, but God bless the thong song contests and everything
Oh,
about it.
Well, and think about that too, because you said we didn't have the internet, and these cell phones, these little girls is sending stuff over these phones that sexy red do it. And that's what they'll say to you. You ain't sexy red. You get your little butt in there and do this, do that. It's kind of hard to Oh, and anytime you say something, you're being judgmental.
Well, true.
Oh yeah. I
You
just
know?
gotta say this: we had one spin, and this went to another 15-minute segment.
Well, I mean, hey, we're
No,
talking
I
about
love it.
little Kim.
It's
Yeah,
organic. It's
this
natural.
wheel is a mofo. That's the reason why I love
Oh,
the
we gotta
wheel.
have another
Oh,
spin.
We gotta
yeah,
go one more. We
we
got
get so
one
much
more time.
out of people with
Okay.
this.
All right, so
Thank,
check this
thank,
out.
please.
All right, Beanie Siegel, Beans,
Okay.
or Too Short.
Ooh.
Man,
Well, I'm going with Too Short. Bitch.
bitch.
That's an
Man,
easy
that's
one.
I mean,
That was
it's
quick and
easy
easy.
and tough. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I mean,
Yeah.
I love Beans and respect him, but Too
Yeah.
Short, God.
Oh
You
man.
know I'm a
Own.
thug anyway.
Yeah.
Mm,
Own.
Yeah,
That's his
Too
own.
Short.
He created his own lane. That. Yeah.
man.
Freaky tales on out. Yeah.
The
Oh
whole
yeah.
Too Short was dead rumor when that was for real, man. After this first out, man, come on, man. That
Yes,
whole
sir.
stuff. Judy, tell us why, though. Tell us why. Because I don't want to, I got to shut up.
Okay, I tell you what. Think of today. They still got a line dance that they do, and you still see it everywhere. Too
Mm,
Short.
yes.
You know, when that song come on, you gonna see people everywhere doing that line dance to this day. That boy, how old is Too Short?
About 57 or 8, somewhere in there.
That's what I'm
Hold on.
thinking.
Yeah. A little older than
Okay, so when he come on, blow the whistle.
that. Mm.
Boop,
When they
boop,
come on,
boop.
you got people my age, young people, every age, no blow the whistle, and that boy still got it going
What's
on.
my favorite word?
I know it.
Man, I had DJ'd the community picnic this weekend, and it was so hard for me not to bump that song. I was like, this ain't the spot. This ain't the spot. I
Hey,
had
I
people
dance.
going to stuff. I was just like, I don't need little kids saying, what's my favorite word, bitch? It's like, I don't want to be responsible.
The DJ played it.
Yeah, there you go. But you know what? All ages would have known what his favorite word was. What you
They would have
think?
Oh,
all
yeah.
bumped that.
Yes,
I agree.
yes. And I'm surprised that how many people know these rap songs. People who I never thought would be listening to that. They know that music.
Hmm.
Look, I'll tell you the one thing that I thought was crazy was, I mean, he was on album number 10 by 96, 97.
Yes.
That was getting
Consistent.
it, right? I
Yeah.
mean, but and that's the thing, like, people don't realize is that Too Short was releasing music in the early 80s, and I've
Hey,
got
Yes.
all of it before
yeah.
he even went to Life Is Too Short. And then, of course, like,
Oh, that was banger.
everything. I mean, come on, man. Like, you had Too Short and still, I mean, just think about what they did in 2020 with Mount Westmore and
Oh
Snoop.
yeah.
And I mean, like, that was crazy.
Hmm.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, and there's still just, he's still releasing stuff that still bumps and still gets played. I mean, he's
Exactly.
relevant. So I mean, 50 years in the game almost that he's been in the game, 40 years in the game, strong. Like, what other artist goes back that far and still has that significant or that much of a relevancy in hip hop today? I don't really think there is one. I mean, I'm sorry. He's
He's
he's greater than LL Cool J in my opinion, but I'm a West Coast kid and I know I'm
yeah.
gonna get
Oh, I'm
stabbed
right
for
with
that.
you. I'm right
He's up
with you.
there. He's like potatoes.
I'm
Chips.
right with you. Hey, what's going on,
What's goody?
uh,
Rakim, yes.
mhm.
yes,
Yes, yes.
yes.
PK said me, fool. Let him know, Pete. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. I'm still waiting for that
Boggle
that
your
that
mind.
PK Wheeze to drop.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
Yes.
I have to give it to Too Short because just like you said, he is still very relevant. And I'm telling you, I can go to blues clubs and you're gonna hear that blow the whistle. They got that line dance, the old men, the young men, little kids. They know blow the whistle.
Let me mix that with Bow Wow.
Oh wow.
Take it like a DJ.
Bow Wow.
Life is too short. Doom, doom,
Yeah.
doom, 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 doom. Too
Yeah.
short. Mm-hmm.
He talking about
Come
Johnny
on.
Guitar Watson.
That's what I know.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Yeah. See, I know a little bit about music.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I
Music.
think the people in the chat in Cincinnati and beyond know that you know a lot about music and very appreciative of you and sharing your. I mean, it's such a sweet, kind heart that always got the game. Don't fuck with you, but you know at the same time you show nobody
You
nothing
don't
but
do
love.
that. You didn't do that. That day, I
Fuck
was
with
like,
Judy.
I watched people do it, and I was like,
Nah, wrong
that's
move.
gonna be a mistake.
I have your record blocked.
So did you haven't seen my latest picture then when I be on that battleship last week
I
and
did not.
I got them guns behind me.
Full artillery.
I was on a battleship. Look on my Instagram, J Jones ENT. Everything about me, all my stuff is J Jones ENT. Facebook, you're gonna get J Jones Judy, or you're gonna get Judy Jones.
Mhm.
But the rest of it's all J Jones ENT. And if you look on that Instagram, you see me on a battleship down there in Virginia Beach, and I got them guns behind me. I said I'm already ready for battle.
Ready
Always
for
ready.
war.
Yes. So I enjoy. I'm telling you, I really enjoy this kind of stuff. Um, I learned a lot about conscious music from uh, Sam Bosley, Boogie. I want to Scholar
Sam Zulu.
Scholar
Yeah.
Akbar, Boogie, Sam Bosley, all three in one. Yes.
Yes.
So that conscious music, I was into the West Coast
Mhm.
and down south
Down
music,
south, right.
but matter of fact, he made me start looking at Jay-Z differently
Hmm.
because I
Hmm.
wasn't really into Jay-Z like that. But Jay-Z was on Priority Records,
Mhm.
and me and Sam went and got that. What does it say? Oh, I'm trying to say unconscious, but I'll think of the name of it in a minute. It was his
Mhm.
very first thing out,
Oh, it
and
was the very
Reflux.
first. It was when he
Reflux
was
soundtrack.
fast. He was still doing.
yes,
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
And you know what? Shout out to that brother that you just mentioned, because I think he was the first, because he was the cat that I think first introduced me to it, because I was at WAIF and he had a
yeah,
show on 88.3 in the morning called Cats and stuff, and I would go after third shift and DJ, and I'd go sit in with him, and he played that for me,
yeah.
and it was super fast. It was when he was still with Jazz, and I'm trying to remember that single, the name of it right now, and it's
um,
killing me because
I can't think
he's
of
doing the triplet. Yeah, but it's before. It's
shout out to
before.
Jazz.
all of it.
Shout out to Jazzo. He was actually on our first episode.
He's
Jazzo
been
was
on us twice,
yes,
and
yes.
Kings County right there.
Bop, bop.
Little
There
different.
you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, but so like I said, this is really, it opens up a lot of memories for me, a lot of memories, and I appreciate, man. I thank God every day that I have no regrets. You know,
Mm.
all my life I try to help other people make money. And people would come and tell G Fresh, oh, Judy did this, Judy did that. You know what? He was man enough to come talk to me,
Hmm.
and we broke things down. And then I say, listen, this is what we gonna do. And in order to get, if you want people to shut their mouth, you team up and show them some success,
And
and that's
that's
what
what
we
we did. I
did.
was like, wait a minute. So you saying this? You saying? I'm like, we went and talked and said, okay. So and
Call
found out the riff was garbage anyway. So
Right.
Call on Carl had it was. I can't get with that. Thank you.
There you go.
Mm.
There you go.
She said Little Flip, who I listened to as soon as he hit Oklahoma.
That's what I'm
I
talking
can
about.
do that.
Yes.
Shout out
Yes.
to Scuzzy. Scuzzy was he was really big on that Little Flip when he hit
Oh,
our record label.
yes. Yes. I'm telling you, Scuzzy, when I brought Little Flip here, well, before I even bought Little Flip here, Scuzzy was on that Little Flip. Matter of
Yeah,
fact, I think he the first one that brought that record to me.
he was down when we went to Dallas. DJ Will was already down there like a week
Yes.
beforehand, running around with Little Flip because he's like, man, you got to break
Yes.
that record.
Yes. I
The
talked to Hump
Leprechaun.
the talked to Hump the other day, and he's doing Hump was Little Flip's manager.
Right, right. I remember
And
him. I
he's
used to talk
doing
to him.
blues music himself now.
Oh, interesting.
Uh-huh.
Well, tell Hump what's up. Yeah.
Shout out
I
to that.
will.
That's
But
awesome.
they told me shout out to Wheel too.
Hey, look, man. When Game Over came out and with that
Oh
Pac-Man
yeah.
sample, dude, like
Pac-Man.
that.
Yes.
I remember the first time when I had that, and first time I dropped the needle on, I was like, holy boom, that went on immediately. The very
Yeah.
next time I was like, let me see how they react. Game Over. It was just like the reaction and the energy off of that was just crazy.
And
We
you know
said
they got sued for that.
oh yeah, I know they got sued for that. We's booked
Yes,
him
I
here a couple
remember that.
times here in Denver.
Yep. So yeah,
Yeah.
we had him out there in the box state.
Yeah.
There you go.
We had the video on
Yes,
Urban
sir.
Reality. Yes. Flip, flip, flip.
Yeah, man. Just do
So
that. You knew when that song came on. My bad. Keep going. My bad.
so
Take it back.
I was gonna speak to Carl. You all doing urban reality? Are you were doing urban reality? Are you playing the videos and things now, or do you all know?
Call on Carl. We're calling on you. Oh, we play videos? So we are trying to play music that we can, but the thing that's very difficult, and it's even getting more difficult, is artists that have any type of copyright.
Yeah.
You're not able to stream them, and it gets taken down, and it takes your streams down. So when we have underground artists, then yes, but like when we have artists that are majors that have that has copyrights on their stuff
That's
in
fair enough.
place,
Artists getting
yeah,
paid.
we can't
We get
play it.
that. We get
Yeah.
that. But we just, want to give a good
So if
content
But
show.
what we are going to do, though, is that we are going to program. I'm putting together a video show and a video mix show, like an old school. I'm trying to accumulate and curate shows weekly for videos where it's going to be, there's going to be blocks. It's curated sets, themes, intertwine. All of that stuff is going to be on here, and it's going to be of underground music and music videos, highlighting the videos of the folks that we've had on, past guests that we can play, and future guests and folks that submit. And we're always looking for folks to submit so I can get everything and curate it and put the shows together. Always looking for music. And then of course we have the record pool with Third Fingers, and I'm associated with a lot of DJs and streamers, and I'm able to disseminate that music out there, and they start playing it on their streams. So that's how I try to help, and just really being able to, the vision and the goal for this is to knowing how special the scene was back in the day in Cincinnati and what we had, and knowing that exists throughout all of these different markets, just being able to have a platform to be able to link all the different underground markets together, right? Your St. Louis's, all of these different areas, the Colorados, all of these different areas around, get them together and get them working together and getting projects together. And we've already had several projects and collaborations just from artists and guests that we've had on the shows, right? So it's beautiful, and I just want to grow that more, and that's what the goal and purpose and vision behind this is, and be able to spotlight underground independent artists, and then of course have majors come on too, because the majors are going to help bring attention to the platform and then drive more energy and awareness towards the brand to be able to link the independent artists and underground artists that we want to be able to bring a voice to.
Hit your
And
applause button.
but no, seriously though, I mean, because the thing is though,
No
again,
facts.
we
Yes,
talk
applause.
about the we talk about the need for, you know, being able to break music, and then the need for that
Yeah,
to happen, right? Because we don't, the music has soul, and there's no algorithm that can pick up on soul and feeling.
that's what I'm
There's
talking
no
about.
AI, and I just want to be able to help provide a platform to pay homage to my past, pay homage to what was created, and do it right for the future.
There you go. There you go. And you have the right idea. You guys are doing the right thing. And if it's independent artists that I run into, I will send them over there to you fresh. If you all have to have some kind of signage for them to do to get their music to you, hey, we got the rights to play this, blah, blah, blah. You know, get all that together because, you
Yes.
know, I run into independent artists from everywhere all the time. My guy runs Midwest mixtapes. He runs that thing with um the it's on the tip of my tongue. I think of his name. One of the guys from Nelly's crew.
Okay. Okay.
But it's Midwest mixtapes, and all that's on there is independent artists,
Mm.
and you can get anything from him, and I'm quite sure it'd be all right to play it. So, you know,
Yeah, man.
like I said, if you have to have paperwork, then you can make it happen. We can make it happen.
Amen.
Let's do that. Yes.
Let's make it happen, man. So
Yes.
and that's look, you know, Judy, I thank you for coming on. We appreciate you, and I know, and there's a whole lot of people. Yes, I'm going to hit the applause button from this Judy Jones.
There we go.
Thank
Wait.
you.
uh, I was a poor representation. We need the crowd noise. Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
Yes, been a blessing having you on. It's just, you know, like we said, your name has been mentioned in so many shows, and you know, to get the person and just, you know, did a great job just being yourself and telling, you know, telling the history of getting this music out there and breaking records and being yourself. Just appreciate you.
Thank you all very much. I appreciate you all. You gotta understand that I couldn't do it by myself. My name is out there. It was out front, but it took all of us in order to make it happen. And not only just J Jones Entertainment, but also Third Finger Record Pool, all the independent DJs, everyone together. We had to collaborate with one another to make this all come together. So when you say shout out to Judy Jones, I also say shout out to you too, because you all played a major part in me being who I am, the success that I had. So thank you.
Hand in glove.
There
Yeah,
you
man.
go.
Listen, my thing was is every time that I observed the way that you operated, the thing that was you were about your business, but it was family, and the folks
Yeah.
that worked for you, they were family. You took care
Yes.
of the folks that worked for you, and it was always, you know, I never ever heard anyone speak disparagingly about you, you know.
I
So
appreciate that.
and I never observed anything about, like, I just love the way that you moved and the way that you made it happen, because you made it happen. And again, salute, thank you. You know, everybody always gives you shout outs. We got to make sure that we give you your flowers, and that you do know that you are appreciated, especially from me. So I appreciate you, and it's an honor to have you on our platform. Thank you.
Well, thank you guys too. I
Uh, are you
appreciate
are,
it.
I used to love debating music with Jamar. He's like,
Oh yeah.
that was your rep, but man, him would debate music seriously, and he did his job, and he represented you well. So shout out to Jamar as well. But yes, definitely, with every word Boogie said, I mean, from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate you coming on. We feel blessed, and I think everybody that's come across you have been blessed.
Thank you guys. Thank you. And
Oh,
that Christmas party we used to have.
Yes. I remember the one. I just
it-
went past. Where was it on Reading Road? I remember the one. What was that
yes.
club? Yeah, it was a little dink dink, but it was.
I know what you're talking about up there.
Yeah,
where was it at?
on Reading near MLK.
They tore it down now.
Yeah, I think it
It's
was a
on the tip of
barbecue
my
spot.
tongue.
Oh, was it? It wasn't. That wasn't Queen Anne's or the Shaw.
No,
The
no,
Shaw.
not
Shaw
that.
what was it?
Not the Shara.
Shara. Yeah.
One too far from the Hurt Center. It was down the
I
street
can
from.
see that place. It's a man's name.
Yes.
Kelly's? No.
No, not Kelly's. That was in Silverton. Well, we ain't
I
gonna
hate
lose our
that.
brain. We ain't gonna lose
Either
our
way,
brain.
look, hey, yeah. We're old, y'all. we got gray hairs. You know what I mean?
That's where we
we
filmed that bouncing, swinging.
yeah. We've been.
Alex's was in that
Oh,
restaurant.
Yes.
The beauty salons was in there,
Mm.
and that club was right in there.
wasn't
Oh
it?
my god, I can't think
Was
of the name.
next to the BP gas station.
Yes.
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 Miss Yvette.
You made me forget the Christmas parties.
Yeah, man.
I was like, yeah, we got to be a Judy Jones Christmas. I told her
That's where we shot that bouncing, swinging
yes.
in there. Sam Pone used to run that.
Mm-hmm.
Did it used to be a bowling alley too back?
Yes.
I DJ'd. Man, how many
Back in the
DJs?
day.
I've done so many private parties in that daggone place. I cannot remember the name of it. Either way,
I got 3 bowling trophies out of that place.
Oh wow!
You get down like that?
Oh yes, I was the junior queen of bowling.
My son's a
bowling
bowler
and music. Whoa!
Yeah, oh my god! Yes. I bowled a 199, a 199, and a 203, and I got 3 trophies for that in the same tournament.
Impressive. Cars, Alex's,
and that was the junior Alex's, but the name of that club, the club wasn't
Babe Baker's.
No, not Babe Baker's. That was on the other corner.
Oh yeah. I know you talk about that. I remember that one.
So
Carl's pretty good on references, but he's like a little Wikipedia.
Hey, you know who used to run that club? I'm gonna tell you that the man, he just got a award and everything. Got the gray hair. Oh sheesh.
The Cabana. That sound man.
The Cabana.
I remember that too.
Oh my god.
Let's just reminisce.
You said he was getting an award for what was he
yeah,
getting an award for?
He just got a big award. He wear the white all the time. He got dreads in his hair and they gray. I know Carl because Carl was on a picture with him.
Better Cheddar had it for a second.
I remember Better Cheddar. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, either way, check this out, man. This has been B-Boys Underground. And look, another dope episode, man. Again, 45. big shout out to Miss Judy Jones.
Thank you.
Entertainment.
Thank you.
Got a ball.
Yeah, so Miss Jones, look at that. Look, I'm going full screen, Miss Jones. Bam.
I'm going to get them on there. Epic Records.
Nice.
Yeah, show them that game. Ohio Hip Hop Awards. I got one of those.
Nice.
Love that.
Drew Hill.
What did they give you? The light Drew Hill?
That nice. Woo! All right. Don't drop that laptop.
I know you got a Rebel out on there.
What's that one up top? What's that one up top up there? What is that up there?
Cash Money.
Yeah.
Cash Money. Yeah. Ha. You gonna play this record, huh?
You gonna give me a plaque, huh? That's what she was like. You gonna give me my plaque, huh?
I got a lot more, but we built this house kind of get smaller and downsized.
Yeah.
And so I don't put all that stuff in this room, you know.
I feel
But
you.
I got a lot more.
You've got. Oh yeah, we know you've got a whole house full. So check this out. Shout outs, Miss Jones.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right. Well, that's it. Fresh shout outs.
Well, shout out to Judy Jones. Like I said, without her, a lot of things I've been able to accomplish and do, I wouldn't have not have been able to do. Shout out to family, friends. Shout out to the wifey tuning in, my cousins, everybody on the chat, man. Y'all been great. Past guests, future guests, and our regulars, Becca, G. Lorraine, thank you, Big Weeze. Just
Yes.
shout out to everybody, man. A great episode of going down some Cincinnati history, some music history, and just enjoyed myself. Glad we can have you on, Judy.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
Absolutely.
you guys.
We appreciate you. Yes. So it's been another episode of B-Boys Underground. Yes. Check this out. Mellow Man Ace is going to be booking. I'm locking in a date tomorrow. I got a call scheduled with him. So be on the lookout. Mellow Man Ace, West Coast hip hop icon, is going to be on B-Boys Underground coming real soon. Next week, who do we have next week?
Let's see.
Be on the lookout. I should have that ready.
Is it
So
Marco?
hold on. Let's see. It's Jada Marco. Actually, you know what? Jada Marco is really active on Facebook and out here in social media promoting underground and independent hip hop. He's an independent A&R with has ties with Sony Records. He's going to talk a lot about that coming up next week. Plus, we will have coming up soon some other really dope guests. I can't even mention it yet. So stay tuned. And then, of course, tomorrow night, got the usual suspect session. Shout out to all my usual suspect sessions family. And, of course, B-Boys Underground family. All my mods is checking in. Make sure, shout out to my super dope moderator, G. Lorraine. Much love to you and each and every single one of y'all. Thank you for supporting everything that we do. It's getting difficult on Twitch. So everybody that supports me on Twitch, thank you so much for that. Stay tuned. Ghost Boogie 66, B-Boys Underground, usual suspects. I will see you tomorrow. Much love. Y'all split that. We are B-Boys Underground and we out. Peace.
Rollo.